Dan, Bacolod.
Let's put ourselves in order to the Father, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Saint Thomas Aquinas,
Pray for
pray for
us.
us. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Forgive us our sins.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, teachers.
Morning.
So now we are at group 6. Before that, we will introduce ourselves. So I am Yasmin Ella Amanya.
I'm Paul Dominic Makaso.
I am Luzia Sasolti Buding. We are your teachers for today.
Good morning, Philippines. Good morning, LTC. This is your news anchor, Paul Dominic Makaso. Today, we will delve into the critical issues that impact our society, the gender development, LGBTQ plus culture in the Philippines, HIV/AIDS, and drug addiction. These topics are interconnected in various ways, and understanding them can help to build a more inclusive and supportive community. The headline: Gender Development, LGBTQ plus culture in the Philippines, HIV/AIDS, and drug addiction. Our first segment focuses on gender development. Gender identity and group have evolved significantly over the years. While traditional gender norms are often define individuals and certain expectations, today there is growing recognition of the spectrum of gender identities.
Gender inequality doesn't make sense on any level. By marginalizing the rights of women, we deny ourselves the opportunity to lift millions of men, women and children out of poverty, not to mention the chance of a just and fair world. From birth, girls and boys, women and men are expected by society to play certain roles and behave in certain ways based on traditions, religion, and other beliefs. These behaviors are learned and shape the gender norms in the society. Unfortunately, in many countries, gender norms create disadvantages for women. Often, girls are not sent to school. When they become women, they then have limited ability to earn money or realize their potential. Rural women play a major role in agricultural development. However, in many developing countries, women cannot formally own land. Without land, they cannot get loans to invest in their farms or businesses. This also means they have no control over the use of land or the benefits that come from it. Men generally control the household decisions, like how to use the family's assets. These disadvantages are often reinforced by practices that limit women's access to services, like training. Cultural beliefs can also restrict women's opportunities, such as in parts of Zambia where women cannot paddle their boats as it is considered bad omen. The result of these issues? Women remain poor, and agricultural production cannot reach its potential, perpetuating poverty and hunger in the developing world. The social norms that limit women's opportunities need to be understood and then changed. By taking a gender transformative approach, we can influence social norms and bridge the gaps in access to resources and services between men and women in a lasting manner. Change is needed on many levels, and both men and women must be involved for it to happen. Research and development organizations need to invest in programs that promote gender equality alongside improving productivity and income. Policies need to be implemented that increase women's access to services and resources. Communities need to support women as farmers and as leaders. Increasing women's voice and agency is a its own right. When development organizations, policies, and communities support the success of women, we have a chance to reduce extreme poverty and boost shared prosperity for girls and boys, women and men around the world.
Danny, look at yourself. Did you not get any sleep?
Honey. Danny. What? Why are you yelling? I'm not playing. I'm editing my show.
When are you gonna start thinking about getting a real job?
What do you mean? I want to be a director and that is a real job.
Your dream is just a hobby. You just start thinking practically.
So, do you think we're going to Russia?
Mark, no. You care about our daughter. It's clearly not the right path for her. It's foolish for a girl to think she can do this field. Why do you think you only see men on film credits?
Of course I do. Tell me, John. I want to know what's wrong. What's wrong is the fact that Dad is being sexist and you're not doing anything to stop him. It's 2017, Mom. Who says that women can do the same thing that men can do? Oh, and the reason why there's barely any females in the credits of film is because of parents like you. Parents who don't encourage their daughters to pursue their passions. You are so close-minded that you don't see the potential that women have in their fields. Fields like film work, politics, business, or any of that. You're a woman! You know what we're capable of. So why not follow our dreams? I'm so sorry. I wish I could strengthen her sleep. I want you to be happy, show the world that feels and do anything they want. We are going to talk to them. No one is going to stop you from doing what you love and what you can.
Around the world, initiatives are being implemented to educate communities about gender identity. Schools, workplaces, and even families are becoming more aware of the importance of supporting expression unique gender identity. Next, we turn to the vibrant LGBTQ cultural communities. Despite facing societal challenges, the LGBTQ community in the Philippines continues to thrive.
Students living or studying in Quezon City who are discriminated against for their sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression in their respective schools' graduation ceremonies are given a chance to march as their true selves. The event, called Graduation Rites, is organized by the Quezon City local government and runs the morning of the city's Pride March on June 22. Trans woman Jelay Balbaera remembers when she had to cut her hair and wear her school's uniform for boys when she graduated junior high school.
I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel free. It still breaks my heart tuwing naaalala ko yung taong kailangan ko magpatuloy. Kahit na sa lubing acting namin, buntik pa akong hindi makapagmarcha dahil sa pinaglaban ko sa sarili ko na isa akong babae.
The Department of Education has an order directing schools to respect the SOGI of their students. According to the DepEd's gender-responsive basic education policy, all learners must be protected from all forms of gender-related violence, abuse, exploitation, discrimination, and bullying. Despite the order, which has been in place since 2017, 394 QC students marched today, and there are others out there who are too afraid to join today's ceremony. Actress and news anchor Kalad Karen is the ceremony's guest of honor. She remembers when she, too, dressed up in men's clothing for her college graduation.
Si Kalad Karen ay si Jeremy Ryan Barron. Imagine, yung Ryan magkakaloka. Pero kagaya po ninyo, noong mga panahon yun, hindi ako nagmarcha sa sarili kong graduation bilang ako. Hindi naman dahil sa pinagawalan po ako ng mahal namin pamantasan na Universidad ng Pilipinas. Pero dahil po noon ay takot ako na mahusgahan ng palugin natin lipunan.
Her story resonated with many of the Rainbow graduates.
Kasi gusto ko rin makita ng mother ko na nasa stage ako. So, ayun, I have no choice but to cut my hair, yeah, to dress as a boy. I have no, regrets doing that because nakita ko naman yung mother ko na happy. Kaya pumunta ako here to fulfill my unfinished business.
Way back when I was rated, so they required us to cut our hair short in a proper haircut ng school, which is 2 by 3. I feel bad and I feel sad about it po. Kasi I overthink a lot. Bakit hindi ako tanggap? Bakit hindi ako allowed? Bakit hindi nila ako pagbigyan ng chance para ipakita ko ano ako at kung sino ako? Sobrang saya ko na maipakita ko at mairapa ko yung suot ko ngayon. I feel accepted. I feel the love. I feel the warmth of their acceptance. And I feel belong.
But the question remains, even if students are able to march in this ceremony, what if schools still withhold the records?
So that is actually something that's against our ordinance, and we will make sure to fight for the right of that child or that graduate to receive all the records. I am sorry that institutions and systems make you feel that you are not valued and welcome. And I hope that in our own way, this occasion will make up for lost time. Sana may samang sakit o iyak na ipinaramdam sa inyo noon, and you can give space for the new and happier memories you will make today.
You see, we march with pride.
From the political pride, parades to the influential LGBTQ figures in media and culture. The community is making a present felt. However, there is still significant barriers to full acceptance and equality.
I am not an LGBT activist. I don't want to. Neither do I identify myself as an advocate because I'm afraid I may not be able to live up to the expectations of the label. I'm a proud gay man, and I'm one with my community in our fight against oppression, bigotry, discrimination, and for equality. Yes, my name is Boy Abunda, and I was born and raised in a small town called Borongan in eastern Samar. It's now a small city. It's still beautiful. I've had a happy childhood, not perfect, but a wonderful childhood. As a child, as a young boy, I was told many things. I was told to be a good boy, and I was. I was also told to love nanay and tatay. I was told to love my country, the Philippines. I was also told to love and honor God above all. Ginawa ko po yan. I did all those. As a young boy, I was also told to play basketball. I tried. I tried with all the bones in my body, but I just didn't have the rhythm, I didn't have the timing, the alacrity of basketball players. I was a failure. As a young boy, I was also told to like a young normal girl, because young normal boys play basketball and like young normal girls. Again, with bravery, with a lot of prayers, I tried to like a young normal girl. Again, I was a failure. There was a street in my town called Royal Street. From where I lived, you had to go to this street to be able to go to church, to the town plaza, to the public market. There was another way, but it was a longer route, and there were more stray dogs, and it was darker. So we had to go through Royal Street. It was horrifying. It's terrifying to walk through Royal Street because young normal boys would bully us. They were mean. They were wretched. They were obnoxious. They would call us names. We would fight back. I would fight back once in a while, but we would always be outnumbered. They would call us names, shout at us. They would holler, "Bayo, bayo, bayo." That's the Marai word for Bangla. And Royal Street broke me in a way that I became so defensive about my posture. I became very defensive about my sexuality. In my youth, Royal Street was equivalent to hell. As a young boy, I started to ask so many questions. Some I have answered, others I'm still trying to figure out. Now,
catch a question. Do you agree that a third restroom should be built for transgenders? Why? Why not?
I do not agree. I believe that if you're transgender, you identify as that gender. So I feel that we should accept them and allow them to use the restroom in which they identify with, which would be either the men or the women bathroom. And I think this promotes inclusivity and allows them to understand what they want as a transgender, and that is to be accepted by us, not just tolerated.
There's still a lot to be done. Anti-discrimination laws, healthcare access, and societal acceptance are areas where we need continued efforts. It's about creating a society where everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation, their gender identity, community, and civility.
Third segment, focus on HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS remain a critical public health issue, particularly within the LGBTQ community. Education and prevention are essential in combating the spread of viruses. In recent years, the Philippines has seen an increase of HIV cases. It's vital to promote safe practices, rigorous testing, and access treatment. Stigma and misinformation can be harmful as it virus itself.
The latest figures from the Health Department suggest a grim picture of the rate of human immunodeficiency virus or HIV infection in the country. Since 1984, when the first case was diagnosed, there are now more than 60,000 people living with HIV. Just this November, the DOH recorded almost 950 new cases. Almost half of this were from the 25 to 34 age bracket, while a third were 15 to 24 years old. But HIV awareness advocates have a reason to be optimistic now that President Rodrigo Duterte had signed into law Republic Act 11166, or the Philippine HIV and AIDS Policy Act, which will replace its 20-year-old predecessor, Republic Act 8504. Under the new law, antiretroviral
HIV, or human immunodeficiency virus, a virus that damages the cells in your immune system and weakens your ability to fight everyday infections and diseases. As the immune system weakens, the person is at risk for getting life-threatening infections and cancers. AIDS, or the acquired immune deficiency syndrome, the name used to describe a number of potential life-threatening infections and illnesses that happen when your immune system has been severely damaged by the HIV virus. AIDS is the most advanced stage of the disease, where the body is less able to fight infection and disease. So before everything else, I want to clear the common mistake everyone thinks how HIV is spread. It is not spread by kissing, hugging, or sharing foods and using the same toilet. HIV is spread by having unprotected vaginal or anal sex with a person who has HIV, through contact with the blood of a person with HIV, by sharing drug needles, and from mothers to babies during pregnancy, childbirth, and breastfeeding. People who have another sexually transmitted diseases or STDs, people who inject drugs with shared needles, gay and bisexual men, and people who engage in risky sexual behaviors such as not using condoms or medicine to prevent HIV is at risk of HIV/AIDS infection. People with HIV may experience fatigue, fever, chills, rash, sore throat, and swollen lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are located in many parts of the body, including the neck, armpit, chest, abdomen, and groin. The only way to know for sure if you have HIV is to be tested, a blood test. Your healthcare provider can do the test, or you can use a home testing kit. You can also use the COC testing site locator to find free testing sites near you. There is no cure for HIV/AIDS infection, but it can be treated with medicines. This is called the antiretroviral therapy, or ART. It involves taking various combinations of HIV medicines. ART can make HIV infection a manageable chronic condition. It also reduces the spreading the virus to others, and more importantly, getting regular medical care is a must. HIV is a manageable condition. With proper treatment, early detection, and consistent medication can allow individuals to live healthy lives. It's crucial to address the stigma associated with HIV/AIDS, to encourage more people to get tested and treated. Protect your youth. Stop the growing threat of HIV/AIDS. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you. So finally, we address the issue of drug addiction. It is a problem that affects many lives. But with the right support and rehabilitation, recovery is possible.
It's crazy out there. It's a good thing we're here. Our parents, our families, our loved ones care about us, why they took us here. We consider ourselves lucky to be here.
A typical day in rehab is really something that's asked a lot. So I think it's really important for somebody to have a picture of, if you choose to come into treatment, what your day will be. It's very structured, I can say that right off the top. for a specific reason. It's because we need to provide structure so that patients can learn the structure that they probably already don't have, where they're having boundary violations, where they're unclear. That's probably one of the reasons why they're seeking and need treatment, is because they don't know and don't have good boundaries and don't have good structure in their life. So our schedule, we have a 7-day schedule. It is basically lined out every hour of the day. Starts with obviously getting up, having your vital signs taken, having some breakfast, having medication administered, opportunity to talk to a nurse every single day. They do testing, evaluating, checking for doing urine drug screens, doing EKGs, blood pressure. How is each person managing and how are they physically responding to the rehab that they're going through. Then the day goes on. They have groups every hour and a half. Some of them are didactic and teaching in nature, where they learn possibly tools for recovery. That may be emotional tools, it may be ways of speaking to other people or getting your emotional needs met. It also can be process groups. That's another part of their day, where they would go in and share with their peers some of the struggles that they've had. And so what they're really trying to do is uncover and understand for themselves why they chose to begin drinking, or why they chose to have heroin, why they're shooting up. What are they trying to do? They're trying to feel better is really what they're trying to do. And so what we want to offer for them throughout our day, throughout the treatment, is that there's healthy alternatives and healthy tools, if you will, that they can put in place that can replace the destructive behaviors of drinking and pills.
Drug addiction is a complex issue, requires comprehensive solutions. Rehabilitation centers and support groups play a vital role in helping individuals recover and reintegrate into society.
Drug addiction, a disease that affects the human brain and behavior that leads to navigating a controlling use of legal and illegal drugs or medicine. Recognizing and helping drug use of family member, as problems of school or work, change in behavior, physical health issue, minor issue, and neglecting abuse. Some of examples of drugs are marijuana, cocaine, and the cough drugs. Some of causes are regarding family beliefs and addiction, exposed to peer group, and also genetic. Genetic development is an addiction may influence the inherited traits, which may delay or speed up the disease progression. So these factors in drug addiction: family history of addiction, peer pressure, health disorder, lack of family development, early use and taking high drug addictive drugs. Ways to prevent relapses: follow your treatment, avoid higher institution, and get help immediately if you use drugs again. Life-changing complications as a result of a drug use: getting an infection disease, accident, suicide, financial problem, and more issue. In Republic Act 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act of 2002 has mandated that it is the state's policies to provide effective mechanism or measure to reintegrate the society. Individuals who fall victims of drug abuse or drugs dependence through suitable programs and treatment or rehabilitation. Recovery of drug addiction is a long journey, but with the right support, individuals can rebuild their life. It's about providing not just medical treatment, but there are also emotional and social support. So,
Thank you. So these issues, gender development, LGBTQ culture, HIV/AIDS, and drug addiction are deeply interwoven. Addressing them requires empathy, education, and collective action. Let's continue to work towards a society that values